Hello, everybody, once again. Welcome back to Liam Huser's YouTube channel, where me and CPH are frequent guests here, but we are not collaborators. We have not been invited in to be collaborators just yet. But we are back again with yet another album review, where we listen to, and review albums and give our comments on it. We are here with Liam Huser, host.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Host
Once
and
again,
owner.
I am the owner, and yes, Jack has and CPH, although to a much lesser extent, have been carrying this channel for a while now. Thank you,
Wow.
boys. Although it is still my channel, and you guys are just guests, thank you so much for coming on. What's new with you, CPH?
Not much. Same old for me. Just doing a lot of listening to music. And that's all I do for a full-time job. That's all I do. Just
Yes.
sit in my room, listen to music.
This is a full-time job. I don't know
This
when I'm
is.
going to upload it, but I have a couple shows this weekend. I'm playing tomorrow afternoon at Asbury Park Brewery in Asbury Park, New Jersey, solo
Wow.
acoustic. And Sunday I will be with Kruiser, the rock band Kruiser, at the Garage in Boyd's, Maryland. And that is I think it might be a free show or maybe for charity, but either way, it's probably going to be cheap yet to pay. So pull up. Anyway, back to the main shindig. Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory.
Yeah, that's the album that we're listening to. Well, we're not listening to it. I want to be very clear. We actually got yelled at one time for clickbait. We are not listening to it. We already have listened to it, and we're going to be responding to it and talking about it together as three friends.
Three fellas.
Three fellas. Yeah, me and CPH aren't friends yet. And CPH
Not
and Liam are
quite.
brothers, so they're not allowed to be friends legally.
We're not friends.
Yeah.
We're family. Now, this is the second hip-hop album we've done.
Yes. What was the first one you'd say? Yeah, I
The
guess.
Message.
Yeah, yeah.
Although that one was not maybe I think it was
I'd give
hip-hop.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I'd allow it.
straight through a rap album all the time.
It was almost like techno.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But this is the first.
I don't think I was there for that one.
You were not
No.
there. That was during your hiatus.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
but
okay.
this is the first album we've done that is strictly rap and hip-hop. And this is the second album we've done for the 90s after R.E.M., I think, right? This is 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Colin,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about your history with the Tribe Called Quest.
I've been listening to the Tribe for a good while now. I started listening to my big brothers. They started getting me into like 90s hip hop back when I was a bit younger. And then I just kind of went from there, heard different songs and playlists, explored artists, and a Tribe was definitely one of the artists that I got into a decent bit.
So have you heard this one all the way through then?
Yeah, I have. I definitely have.
Well, Jack, what do you know about a Tribe Called Quest?
To be honest, not much. I know their hits. Obviously, Can I Kick It is a very, very popular song. I know that one. I know a few songs here and there. I didn't really know too much of their stuff before this.
Right.
What about you, Lee? How much do you know?
I never really gone into them. It's always like a artist I thought, damn, I would probably like them, but I just never listened to them really. I knew Can I Kick It?
Mm-hmm.
I knew Scenario. I knew a little bit about Q-Tip. I know he was a very influential figure. I kind of knew that they were what their style was all about. So, Colin, why don't you tell us a little bit about a Tribe Called Quest? What can you tell us about these guys?
Well, the rappers consist of two guys, Q-Tip and Phife Dawg. From my understanding, Q-Tip does most of the producing, and especially on this album. And then there's a co-producer and DJ, Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't forget about him.
I would never. But yeah, this is their second album, and I believe this is the album that really got Phife Dawg to be under a bit of the spotlight. It had a lot of him rapping opposed to the first album. And it also, with Busta Rhymes on the album, I believe it helped grow his career as well.
Definitely. He's a pretty
definitely
popular rapper.
Oh yeah.
And
heard
yeah,
it
I
last
saw that this is Fife Dog's like coming out party. As far as it's a bit loud. That's gonna bother me. It's
That
different
loud.
Sorry, I just turned the air conditioner on, and usually we use this place to play music, and when you're blasting amps and
Doesn't
drums,
matter,
it
yeah.
doesn't matter. But yeah, Fife Dog. This was his coming out as far as a lyricist, and it's funny because it's not funny actually, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, I've never heard of that before. Apparently, it's because he had got diagnosed with diabetes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that.
and he was like, "Yo, Tip, you gotta let me get more verses on this, man. I don't know
Yeah.
what the future holds." And he was like, "Okay,
Does diabetes kill you?
I think it can."
Oh wow.
I don't really know.
I don't know the answer to that. I have a question, if I may,
Go for it.
for the fellas. In terms of generally speaking, East Coast rap or West Coast rap?
I'm definitely an East Coast rap guy. 100%. I just like the beats. I like the flow. I just think it's better.
Yeah, the more rap music I listen to, the more it's just East Coast vibe. Not even close.
I think before like 2010, it's easily East Coast, but then after 2010,
Yeah, I
think
could see
West
that.
Coast-
I mean,
West Coast kind of.
at that point, I think that whole thing kind of died. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but I mean, you also think about like a lot of the big rappers today are pretty much all from like California.
Yeah. Well, back then it was like they were all from New York,
Yeah,
which I mean,
either New York or Compton.
yeah. And to be fair, there's a ton of people in New York, so it makes sense.
So
I mean, that's
a ton
where-
of people in LA.
in
probably
LA
more people
too.
in LA.
But yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, hip hop kind of started in New York, I would say, right? So anyway, yeah, this is their second album. It was actually, they thought that it was not going to be a very good commercial success. It got certified gold though in 1992, so a while after it came out, and this is considered to be East Coast hip hop, alternative hip hop, jazz rap, and of course, one of my favorite names for a subgenre, boom bap.
Boom bop.
Boom bap, which is probably one of my more favorite kind of styles of rap.
I don't know if I agree with that personally.
You don't think it's boom bap?
What is one of my favorite styles of rap?
Yeah.
Like boom bap to the core? No, not really. Something
Maybe I just don't know.
something
enough.
like this. We'll see.
But yeah, no, this was this came like out a year after their first album, and that's pretty
Yeah.
quick.
That does sound
And
about right.
from what I understand, they were very upset with the music industry at the time over whatever was happening with them before. And also, Jerobe White was another rapper in the group, but he left before this. What's up with that?
Yeah, he was on the first album, and then he left to just follow other career choices, I guess. I don't remember exactly what he left to do.
Yeah, what is you like a lot of the rap from this era. What exactly is the Native Tongues Collective?
To be honest, I don't really know.
Are you aware of that, though?
I've heard of it. I know it's just a group of, and not all rappers. I think it's just a group of artists.
I know De La Soul were in
yeah,
it, and
yeah.
you hear them shout out on the album a good
You
bit.
do.
And then they were part of the Zulu Nation as well.
Again, that's just something I've heard in songs, but
Yeah.
I don't really know exactly
I don't
what
fully
it is.
know what it is. I think it's like a ideology of like traditional like African things. One more thing I wanted to shout out is that they fired their manager before this, who had a fucking absolute tank of a name. His name is Cool DJ Red Alert. And they had a lawsuit with him. But yeah, no, let's I think that's just
He's
about
not a friend of the channel, by the way.
no.
Enemy of the
DJ Cool
channel.
Red Alert
I'm actually gonna steal that name because it is a sick name.
definitely gave himself that name.
So
Kind of
that-
like Jack is doing right now.
Yeah, if anybody can call me Cool DJ Red Alert,
DJ Cool Red
DJ
Alert.
Cool Red Alert. So if you guys can call me DJ Cool Red Alert from now on, I'd be greatly happy.
can I
with
say
that.
DJ Red Cool Alert?
Okay. Also, I need to clear something up here.
What about
guys.
Red DJ Cool Alert?
CPH? I need to clear something up here.
Okay.
Earlier, you may have heard me say that L.A. was maybe as big as New York. I just Googled it. The city of L.A. is about 4 million people. The city of New York is about 8 million. But L.A. County is 10 million.
And LA might have be like a bigger city, like
I think it's a bigger city, like geographically.
Jack, you got some New York roots.
I do.
Pretty strong, actually.
It's actually shouted out in this album.
I noticed that. I made a note of that.
I made a note of it too. Not only so my mother grew up in Amityville, Long Island, and not only is Long Island shouted out in this album, Amityville is shouted out in this album. So shout out to that. Shout out to Long Island. Shout out to Amityville. Shout out to Queens. Shout out to Manhattan.
And CPH and I have been New York roots, more so a long, long time ago, but in the New York area.
Shout out to the Mid-Atlantic region in general. Friend of the channel.
If you don't have New York roots,
region.
If your family's not from the New York area, at least some of them, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm actually New York.
You just have no grit.
Yeah, they have no grit.
Yeah, you got no grit, man.
And
you're fucking white collar.
And if you're from Boston, that's fake grit. That's fake grit.
100%.
Yeah, screw Boston. And so you know what? This is my damn channel. Screw Dave Portnoy.
No!
Screw Dave Portnoy.
Whoa.
He's annoying.
We are never going to get a Barstool sponsor.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, we support Bleacher Report on this channel.
Yeah. Actually, I support local radio. That's who I support.
Yeah. WFAN.
WFAN
I gotta shout out 98
and
Rock.
98 Rock. I support the local. I support the smaller guys doing it and keeping broadcasting alive.
Yeah.
Which will not be a thing 20 years from now, probably.
Come on, Teak.
Yeah. Now, what do you say we hop into it, boys? Should we?
Sounds good with me.
Now, I'll go first. Colin, you go second. Jack, you go third. How about that?
That's the order. That's the order.
All right. Because I think CPH knows this out. You've heard this album all the way through?
Yeah.
You know it pretty well?
Yeah.
And I'm familiar with this era, and then Jack is more the wild card. We'll have him go last.
Wow.
All right. The first song is called Excursions. I think right away you're noticing these guys like jazz, which is cool because I think a lot of hip-hop before was very R&B based, and obviously with black music, jazz is a very integral part of that. And jazz and blues, too, are like the only pure American music, I would say. Would you agree with that, Jack? Because folk you can trace back to definitely Europe.
Yeah, folk. Yeah, I mean maybe throw bluegrass in there.
Bluegrass, maybe.
I don't want to sound uneducated, but like country. Does country have roots anywhere else?
Yeah, but yeah, it does. But I'm just thinking like bluegrass and country have that folk connection pretty strongly.
That's true, I guess.
But like, it's cool that not only are they sampling jazz, but you're hearing it in their lyrics that Q-Tip seems to be a really big fan of jazz music, which I think is really cool. Yeah. That bass is sick. I love how it starts the album with really smooth. And you're right away, you're noticing, the bass and the horns are sounding really good. Q-Tip, as Colin mentioned, produced most of this. I'm liking the production on this song. He has great flow. And I like Excursions as an opener. I think it's a strong opener.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think this song's great. I love the bass line to start. It comes in with Q-Tip, and then he starts rapping for a second there, and then the whole beat kicks in. I just think it's really good. It's really smooth. The bass almost kind of like warps in and out while he's rapping. It just fits super well. And then it's got this, I don't really know what it is. I didn't look it up, but it's got this sample in the middle of it as some guy talking. It almost sounds like a speech or something, but it's just kind of like spooky. I don't know. It's cool. It reminded me of The Great Pumpkin. I don't know why. Okay. Charlie Brown.
I agree with everything you said, boys. I like this. I like this opener a lot. I can pretty much immediately hear how this inspired, because I read the wiki just like we all did, and there was a whole list of every rapper you've heard of from the 2000s, 2010s that are like, this album influenced this, like all these guys. And I immediately was like, oh, 100% I can see that. I do think, and this is not a negative thing, this is just a observation, this is just so unapologetically from the early 90s. It's unbelievable. Literally the first lyric references a pager, which I was like, oh, wow, okay.
And we're going to be getting into that more later.
Oh, yeah, no. And I remember when I heard this for the first time, I was like, oh, wow, okay. I wrote down, ha ha ha, this is so 90s on my notes, and I didn't realize that it was only gonna get worse from there. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's kind of funny to hear like what made you cool back then, because I think the line was back before I had something before I had a pager, and I was like, that's really funny. That was like, I've never even seen a pager before. And, like, that was, like, how you were cool back then.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, no, I really liked it. I like, usually, just in general, and this is kind of for the whole album, I guess, in general, like, when rap songs have, like, real instruments, even if they're not being played live, but, like, real instruments as a sample. And I like that a lot. So, yeah, it was a solid opener.
Yeah, definitely. Then the next song is Buggin' Out, which, great hook. This is definitely a little more upbeat. And this is where I noticed, like, damn, Phife Dawg is probably one of the more slept-on rappers of all time. Like, he's more traditional, I would say, than Q-Tip. Q-Tip definitely seems like the more conscious, like, spiritual kind of lyricist. And Phife Dawg is way more traditional, like, more boisterous, like a traditional rapper. But he sounds so happy when he's rapping, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely sounds like
he sounds like he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah, no, this song is super cool. I like the difference between Q-Tip and Phife Dawg. I think that's interesting to have, like, they're very different rappers. Reminds me a bit of Outkast in that respect, not in how they sound, but kind of like between Andre 3000 and Big Boy. Big Boy's definitely the more traditional guy, and Andre 3000 is a little more out there. So remind me of that, and this song just has a great vibe. I like it.
Yeah, I agree with you again on this. I think that Phife Dawg, his flow, I agree with what you're saying. He definitely has more of that, like, boom bap, that heavy flow, but it works so well. It somehow is just still so smooth and it meshes with Q-Tip's flow so well. I wrote down a few of the lyrics, a few of the bars from this album, just throughout the songs that I enjoyed.
Let's
And
hear it.
from this one, Phife Dawg said, "Drink a lot of soda, so they call me Dr. Pepper."
I like that one.
I just
too.
think that, like, that's so funny.
It's relatable.
I think it's entertaining while also enjoyable throughout the album, that they mess around, just they joke around in their raps a lot, and it kind of just, it's almost like showing off, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're lighthearted, I would say.
Yeah,
overall.
definitely.
Yeah, I think for the most part they are lighthearted. I mean, there are some songs in here where it's like, oh, damn. That's the one I'm thinking in particular where we'll get to. But, no, yeah, I like this song a lot, too. I think, honestly, both of these guys are pretty underrated as far as rappers go. I mean, I had heard of them before, but I never really thought, like you never really hear, like, oh, they're some of the I mean, best rapper of all time is a high bar, but, like, you don't really ever hear them in any conversations like that ever. Not even as, like, an honorable mention or, like, at least, like, an influential guy.
Yeah, maybe Q-Tip a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, certainly not Phife Dawg, though.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed, certainly throughout the first two songs, but on this one as well, lyrically. I wrote down that I really liked the aesthetic and the vibe that this album was creating so far. I think that is in big part to what they decided to do with the instruments and the production. I'll get into it a little bit more in the next few songs, but I read on the wiki that during the production they, like, layered, like, three drum sets over each other, 3 snares and 3 bass drums, and that was, like, never really done before in hip hop before then. And I think that you can really hear that come through. It sounds really, really good.
Yeah, the production, it shows, because the album sonically sounds amazing.
Yeah, and, as a drum head,
Big drum head over here.
I'm a fan of that.
Big shot over here with the drums.
I'm a fan of good drums.
Yeah, I couldn't really see Taylor Swift ever layering, like, a bunch of drums on top of. Yeah,
no, and she would try and claim that, like, oh, Q-Tip got this idea from me,
Ridiculous.
Like, they got these ideas from me, these bars and everything, and she tries. I don't know if you guys know this, but she actually brought them out when she played at MetLife Stadium.
Really?
She brought them out, and they did
I did
a
not
rap
know
battle
this.
live.
I've never seen
And
that.
who won?
Who do you think? Of course, Q-Tip and Phife Dawg won, but it was very similar to politicians today. How they're like, oh, well, even though I obviously lost, I'm going to say I won, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what she did,
That's
and so
annoying.
she said that she won, and the other two, Q-Tip and Phife Dawg, actually got arrested.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a rap battle that if you lost, you got arrested and sent to life in jail. So
Wow.
they're serving.
That's heavy.
They're serving time for.
Well,
for
they got out because it was so clear they won the rap battle, and Taylor Swift's legal team got her out of the sentence. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything against Taylor Swift. I just think that was a little unfair.
I just think that was a little low blow.
Yeah, I agree. Next song is Rap Promoter, which that wah-wah guitar. I like this song a lot too. I like that it's a very funny perspective, and I don't really know how much rap music I've heard where they're not only kind of like talking about the music industry, but they're going in on it. Like, they had a lawsuit going on. They had fired their management. And this is like a year after their first album, so this must have been like very in the moment, fresh for them. Like, because, Jack, we've played shows and we've had promoters, and it is like, sell the tickets, do this, and then they start talking about like fancier rappers and their riders and whatnot, and is this the one where Phife says "Orida" the potatoes?
I don't remember.
I like that line, but yeah, no, this is a cool song, and I like the industry versus the rapper's perspective.
Yeah, I also really like that wah on the guitar. It's just so smooth without the song. This one, I agree with. I think it's cool, this perspective they have. It's definitely I agree with the last point you made. It's interesting to hear all the themes throughout the songs. It's from the rapper's perspective in the music. I just think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. The first thing I wrote down in my notes was all caps. Ain't nothing wrong with a little wah wah funky guitar.
No,
they never hurt a soul.
No.
But no, yeah, I like this song a lot. I also like it lyrically because kind of like you said, Liam. We've played shows with a few promoters that are like, yeah, you guys gotta sell tickets, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and in the back of your head,
put on a badass show, man. But it's just about the money.
And in the back of your head, it's kind of like, isn't that your job? Like, isn't your title a promoter? Like, to promote the show, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny that that's prevalent through multiple decades and multiple genres of music at multiple levels. Like, literally, like a show that like 5 people are going to versus a show that like 5,000 people.
And
are
I
going
mean,
to.
I'm sure they went through that too.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, no, I like this one a lot. I also wrote down that I thought it was, again, the 90s references are insane in this album. Like, there was literally a year or a line where he was like, and the year is 1991. I'm like, damn, dude. It sounds like, I mean, again, that's not a bad thing. It's just like an observation. I thought that was funny. I if anything, I think it's kind of cool because it's, I mean, none of us were alive in 1991, so we don't know, know what it was like, but it is kind of the closest that I guess we'll get to knowing what it was like back then.
Yeah, and then it goes right into the song Butter, which is the one where Phife Dawg was like, I want a solo track on this. And I'm glad he got one because this is a really cool song too. Great beat. This is just such a classic rap scenario about a girl, like, basically like, yeah, when I was young, I really liked this girl, and I was such a, as they would say back then, sucker. And he's like, now I'm not anymore, dude. Now I have no time for that in my life. And, it's a little bit cliche, but Phife Dawg keeps it fun. He's got a very rhythmic flow. As I said, he sounds very happy throughout the album, even when he's singing about things that don't seem like a fun subject, per se. But, yeah, I like Butter. So far, I like every song on the album.
This is another great Tribe Called Quest song. I think this is one of their more popular songs, I'd say. But yeah, this song it's pretty damn funny in my opinion.
Agreed.
Phife just rapping about he's a player. He thought he had the girl. It ended up she was also a player.
He was also 5'3", I read.
Yeah, I
love a short king.
I thought he mentioned his height another point in the album and said he was 5'7", but then a later song he says he's 5'3".
Well,
like,
maybe
what?
he shrunk or grew.
I don't know. It might have been Q-Tip as well, but 5'3", that's good for him.
Good for him.
We love a short king. But yeah, no, I do like this song a lot. I kind of agree with what you guys say. Try not to parrot it too much. I think the idea of it is funny. You know, we've all been there. we all been there,
Woo-wee.
brother. I will also say this. I wrote down in my notes, I will die on this hill that in general, hip-hop beats peaked in the 90s. Like this
Creatively, I would agree for sure.
Yeah, like this beat is I loved. I mean, I love all these beats so far, but like this one, I was like, damn, this sounds good.
Sounds the sound is pleasing. Like this is before. I mean, a lot of this is stand-up bass on the album, which we'll get into on the next song. But yeah, because it's before like the 808s and just trying to blow up your speakers with bass and then a bunch of like MIDI instruments. It just sounded better.
It just sounds good, man.
It sounds pleasing.
Like they found good music and then rapped over it.
Yes.
You know, versus like they kind of worked in reverse to I think what some people do today.
Yeah.
Where I mean, I'm sure they wrote the rap lyrically first, but like the instrumentals was just as important, if not more important.
Yeah.
Than what they were saying lyrically. And
well, also I think, and I'm just realizing this now, like Q-Tip producing and rapping, he also was probably planning out the beats to work around. Like, okay, I want to do this here and this there. I think it works well having him as a producer and. Other than Phife Dawg, the most prominent rapper on the album, I mean, it's probably a tie between those two.
Sure.
But like, I think it's having the producer also rapping probably is a huge
probably
part
does
of
help. Yeah,
because the flow in this album is very unique from both of them. I would say
it is really cool, and even how the album flows as an album. I mean, I know I'm not gonna get too into it now because I'm sure we'll get into it later, but like. There was a few times where I was listening to this and it was in the background, and it just they really flowed well. The songs flowed really well into one another, which I feel like you didn't really hear a whole lot back then in hip hop. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Next song, Verses from the Abstract, featuring Vinaya Mojica, I think I pronounced that right, and Ron Carter, who is a stand-up bass legend and is actually playing on the song. Now they're jazz fans, but he said, like, I'll play on the album, but I don't want any profanity on the songs I'm playing on.
That's funny.
And I think that's hilarious that they're like, okay.
Yeah.
They were fine with it.
It's also funny how jazz musicians, they're like, I love heroin, but then they're like, cursing is crossing the line for me. Like, don't curse. That's not proper.
Yeah.
Pick your poison, I guess.
Yeah, right? But no, this is a cool song. Q-Tip, immediately noticing, has great wordplay. His choice of words are great. Vinaya singing in the background was a nice touch. I think I like a nice female feature on a rap song by men. I like when the women sing on it. And I love when they shout out just someone named Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, this song's great. I love how smooth this song is with the double bass. It's just so strong. I love it. And then with the chorus and Vinaya's vocals, it fits so well. And I noticed throughout the album, Q-Tip calls himself the Abstract a lot.
Yeah,
so
it makes sense.
Before you even listen to this one, yeah, it makes sense that this is a solo song from him. But all the shout-outs at the end, they're funny in my opinion. This one is it's honestly, in my opinion, a bit of a sleeper. Like, through my original experiences through A Tribe Called Quest, I wouldn't say this is one that I really remembered well, but this song's great.
Yeah, I agree. I did like this song. I do think that it could have benefited from being a little bit more upbeat and a little bit not crazy upbeat or anything. And again, I still did like the song a lot, but up to this point, we kind of have had a lot of like slower, more chill, relaxed songs, which I do understand that that's kind of the vibe that they're creating. Or that they're going for, but I just like imagine. So it came in like just his vocals, right, and then he introduced Busta Rhymes, and then he dropped Busta Rhymes' name, and I was just like, dude, if they had like went like into like a more like, I guess like busy beat, at that point and like picked up the tempo a little bit, I'm like, dude, that would have went insane.
I could see that.
That would have went crazy. But I do appreciate what they're doing. I did like this song still, but I just think that it could have been a little better if it was a little quicker.
Yeah, the next song, Show Business, featuring Diamond D, Lord Jamar, and Sadat X, who I found out are actually part of DITC, which was a rap group that I was unaware of prior to this. So, yeah, no, this is a cool one. This one is more upbeat, more industry slander, which I like. Phife Dawg is kind of funny on this one, I'd say. He's pretty amusing with his lyrics sometimes, and I like Lord Jamar's verse a lot.
Yeah, this one is, I don't know what about it. I mean, they definitely have a lot of joking lyrics, but it's just the flow. It's just funny. It's so happy and upbeat. I think it's pretty impressive how they're able to talk about, I guess, what could be considered a heavy topic if you're in the music industry, and they're just joking around about it so casually, and I think this song's great.
I loved how they kept on just going, the business. I thought that was really catchy and cool. But no, I actually like this song a lot. I think that this song might be a sleeper on the album. I guess it's a hot take, but especially because as soon as Verses from the Abstract came on, I was saying like it could have been a little bit like it was starting for me to kind of, I guess, drag on a little bit because like every song was like a little slower and more like relaxed, and then this song came on and was more upbeat, and it wasn't even like that crazy fast or upbeat or anything, but it was like the perfect amount of and at the perfect place in the album too. So I like this song a lot. I think, yeah, like you were saying, CPH.
That's me.
Yeah, that this could very well be considered like a heavy topic, but they kind of were having fun with it and joking around. Because at the end of the day, I think like show business is heavy behind the scenes, but it also like probably, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a famous rapper or musician, but like it probably is still like kind of fun. Like I'd have to imagine living that life would be fun, right? So I think it like even like as a song probably represents how it is pretty well.
I think it probably is like at that point it could be not fun because like you are following your dreams and your passion, but you adapt to things, and then once it becomes part of your daily life, you're like, I'm tired of dealing with this stuff. Like, why can't we just put out what we want? Why can't we just do the album we want? Why can't we release the music when we want? Because that's what they want to do, is they want to do music, and then they have these like guys in suits telling them what to do. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of heavy subjects, the next track is called "The Infamous Date Rape."
You did.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. The next one is called Vibes and Stuff.
Couldn't wait.
Not a very heavy topic. Vibes.
The reason I skipped this one, I'll keep it brief, is it's not one of my favorites, and I think it's kind of boring.
Oh.
I think this song's good. It's one of the slower ones, but
You're a glazer.
all right, calm down. But I think the title of it's pretty fitting. It almost seems like I don't want to say they're freestyling. I doubt they are, but they're just vibing on the beat. I think this is good.
I like the keys on this one a lot.
My God.
There was a little like synth in the background that was like barely there. It was hitting the same time as the snare. And that was cool. And brother, it shouts out Amityville, man. I gotta give it props there. It even shouts out Maryland. Like, come on.
They do. They shout out the Carolinas a lot on the album.
I mean, East Coast, man. They would not be caught dead shouting out a state from the Midwest, and I respect that. But I mean, Liam, I guess I see where you're coming from, but I enjoyed it. It was my favorite, surely, but it wasn't my least favorite.
Speaking of kind of where you're coming from, the infamous date rape. I don't know, dude. Jack liked that one, man.
You're gonna get us demonetized. Man.
Yeah, we're already demonetized for sure. But
what, really?
I mean, we're not demonetized because we never were monetized.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the problem.
I think we have 50 viewers on our last video.
Yeah,
which isn't bad.
It's got the numbers up.
We have pretty consistent views.
55. Here we come.
I mean, 60.
67.
Keep doing these. You're bound to get more views at some point. But this song is freaking great, dude. I know the title would probably be off-putting for a lot of people nowadays, but I don't think they're vouching for date R word.
You already said it.
Yeah, date rape. You got me conscious about being demonetized. It's weird because they're not like, they're just kind of like talking about it. They're not. That's all it is. Like, and I think that's a unique perspective about it. The beat is amazing. It's funny because even on this song, Phife Dawg is always so upbeat. You know what I mean? Like his flow. Now, I would say they do not like rape. And I think that's good. And we
round of applause for the boys, huh?
We agree with that stance on the channel, and I think it's actually kind of cool that they, in a genre that at the time was very kind of boasting about, like their own lives and whatnot and money, and
Sexual
Tribe wasn't really
proclivities.
doing this, and speaking about women more as objects, I guess you could say. It's cool that they did a song like this.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good song. It's not one that necessarily stands out to me, but this is definitely a good song. It's still a good vibe. I agree. Phife Dawg, always upbeat. It's still just smooth, nice. Love the bass on this one. It's a good song.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I do think, to Liam's point, it was nice to hear in hip hop during that time. It was, obviously very, very like misogynist and sexist and all that stuff. And so it kind of was nice to hear the boys in a Tribe Called Quest kind of go against that. They don't like rape. We don't either.
True.
We're anti-rape on this channel.
Yeah, as are most people.
As are hopefully most people. Yeah, but yeah, no. I did appreciate that, and apparently that was like kind of one of the first songs of its type.
Oh, really?
I read that on the wiki, because I know Sublime has that song, which is also called Date Rape, which is, anti. It tells the story of just listen to it. I don't want to get too into it.
I've heard the song.
Yeah,
I like
it's a
this
good
one
song.
more.
But yeah, no, it was a good song. I liked it a lot. Again, wasn't my favorite, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay, so this is where the album for me gets interesting, because I do kind of agree with what Jack says, is that it does get a little samey and mellow, but then it's kind of weird. Like the back half of the album, they pick it up like a lot, which I think is actually really cool. And the next song is Check the Rhyme, which is a damn amazing song. I love this song. This is just classic hip-hop, and I think there's nothing wrong with that, and it's a style I quite enjoy, and the interplay between Tip and Phife Dawg on this song is just amazing. How they're going back and forth. Each kind of get a verse, but they go back and forth. I love when Phife Dawg goes, and then he starts saying stuff. I like this song a lot. Killer beat.
Yeah, this beat is amazing. I love how it comes in with the bass. The whole beat starts, and then it just gets even louder. It comes in heavier. This song's great. The back and forth between Q-Tip and Phife, I think it's impressive. Honestly, it's funny. It sounds so great. It's smooth, but it's funny and something that I've never heard before. And still, these are really the only guys that I've listened to that have ever really done that.
Yeah. This song, it's a banger. I got to admit it.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. It's a banger. I would say this is probably the dancingest song so far.
Dancingest, I'd say so.
This one really made me wanna get up and move around.
Shout out to Linden Boulevard.
What's that?
I don't know, but they mentioned the song a bunch.
Oh yeah, you're right. I really like the bongo and the bass. The bongos were there cool. The bass and the guitar all blended together really well. There was some like reverb or something on the snare that sounded really, really cool. I liked that a lot. Like you guys both said, lyrically and vocally, between Phife and Q-Tip, this is probably, I would say, their best so far as a duo.
I would agree.
The way that they like intertwine with each other is really, really impressive. So far on the album, I would say this is probably my favorite. Little semi-spoiler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then the next song is Everything Is Fair, which is kind of a weird song to come after Check the Rhyme because it kind of gives off more filler vibe, but I actually like this song a lot. I like the George Clinton Everything Is Fair When You're Living in the City sample. And the beat, I like how it transitions from that like little chorus part into the na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's a cool song. I like this one.
Yeah, this song's good. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's Q-Tip. He's at part of his verse. He was rapping about how he's trying to get with this girl. They're talking, and then he just ends up getting with her cousin. And then it goes into the chorus saying everything is fair when you're living in the city. I think that's just hilarious.
I think it's funny how even Q-Tip, like these guys who are like, oh, I'm abstract, I'm this and that.
Yeah.
They still have to kind of be like, yeah, I'm a player. Like, just for the record, I'm still a player, but I'm also abstract.
But yeah, this beat is so groovy. The guitar, the bass, the keys in it. I just love this song.
So I can see where you're coming from, Liam, when you said it's like filler, gives off filler vibes. I completely understand that, but and I feel like my brain was trying to be like, all right, this is not a good song, but I just couldn't get past it, man. Something about it, I was like, God,
yeah, it's a fun one.
This is fun, man. That sample is so catchy. And the way that they like overlay it was, I think, perfect in the song. They really do a good job of kind of blending, I think, like silliness with serious stuff, even in the same song, but also in the same.
Yeah,
album.
they'll do it in the same song a lot. I've noticed.
Yeah. And I think that they do that well. But I no matter how hard I try, I just can't bring myself to not like this song.
I can't bring this song to get out of my head.
I can't.
The only song that is more than this would be the Marrakesh Express.
Oh, God. I mean,
Great song.
Marrakesh Express is still unbeaten.
It's still stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But nah, this is a cool one. Anything else to say about it?
Not this song specifically. I've yet to mention how I think it's so interesting how they mix the classic boom bap beats with all the jazz instruments.
Yes.
I just think it's so impressive. It works so well. I'd mentioned or alluded to earlier that I'm not a huge fan of like older boom bap like in the 80s, but this it makes it work from my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't think really any song does it better than one of the singles they released from the album. And the next track, Jazz, We've Got. And yeah, this is cool. This is certainly like boom bap with the drums, but I just love the chill vibe of this one. The horns when they come in, it's kind of like a bridge part, are just so smooth. I'm really kind of seeing why this was considered at the time alternative hip hop, because I don't know how much was going on like this at the time. And this song in particular I can hear as an influence for some, even rappers that are like within the last 15 years. Like this style of beat kind of carried on longer than other 90s rap. Like G-Funk, when's the last time you heard something like that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. And like this stuff though has aged so well, like this kind of sound, that I feel like you can still hear that in music from more recent times. I like at the end when he goes Zulu Nation. That's all I got to say about it. I like the song a lot.
Yeah, this song song's great. It's so smooth, even with how Q-Tip and Fife end their verses to go into the chorus with the horns. It's just all of it. It's such a smooth song, and I'll say they've got jazz. I'll admit it.
They have the jazz, absolutely.
Fellas, I do in fact got the jazz. I like the song. It was really in an album that is like nothing but vibes. This is maybe the most vibey song on it.
That's a good take.
Thank you.
It's the vibiest song.
I think. I mean, I can't. What else would it be? I think this is like peak, like nighttime. You're driving, maybe in a city, maybe on a certainly not like a backcountry road song,
No.
but like But you're driving in like a Havre de Grace area. At nighttime, you're.
That's kind of rural.
That's kind of a random example, but I could kind of see that.
Havre de Grace.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking like historic downtown Havre de Grace.
yeah, that's kind of small.
Yeah, but I mean,
You're
it's
gonna
not.
have to
Yeah, it's
switch
not
the
like
s-
it's
you're
not
gonna
like
have to
Baltimore
switch
City.
the song fairly quick.
It's not like Baltimore City, but it's still relatively city-ish. It's suburban.
You are funny, Colin. Where did you learn to get so funny? You must have a big brother who's pretty funny too.
Nope, I do not. I don't know where I learned it.
I don't believe him, Jack. Do you?
All right, guys. I liked the song. Let's move on.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, we're not
Sky
doing
Pager.
banter.
Sky Pager. I like the banter, by the way. I think it's what makes this show unique.
Unique New York.
Now, this song is okay. I do think it's funny how much of a pager was a flex back then. It was basically like the
yeah.
original cell phone.
Mhm.
Like, it must have been, I guess, were they expensive? They seem like they wouldn't have been that expensive, but
It
Probably
seems
not.
like they were expensive.
yeah, it
I don't
seems
think
like.
I mean, he starts
insanely
off the
expensive,
song
though.
saying, "Do you know the importance of a sky pager?"
And honestly, I have no idea the importance of one, but I appreciate that they are relaying that to me. I'm like, oh yeah, they meant business if they had a sky pager, and they have like the sky pager lady on the line, on the song. Now, I do have one gripe with this song in particular. Is Phife Dawg says keep the bases loaded like the New York Mets. And I like that at first, and then I thought, well, that could mean a couple things. Are they talking about, like, oh, they get a lot of hits, or the pitching is bad?
They can't finish the job.
I believe he's saying keep the bases loaded, as in the Mets are batting, all the
think you're
bases are
right.
loaded, because the whole song he's just flexing and just
Yeah.
making different relations.
I think
to
you're
flexing.
right, but I think he should have thought about it more. Because I wouldn't want anti-Mets rhetoric in a song.
Well,
I don't think he would do that. Seems like a Mets fan.
Let me explain.
I think you're right, Colin.
Let me explain why it could be anti-Mets rhetoric.
It could be Yankees
God.
fans.
So this entire song, and this is all theoretical. I'm not saying this is what I believe. I'm just saying, if I'm a lawyer, this is how I could argue.
Damn
it.
conspiracy theorist.
So this whole song is about how he gets so close. He gets so close. And again, this is not what I believe. This is just how it could be interpreted. This whole song could be about how he gets so close to scoring, like having the bases loaded, but he never gets the job done.
And
Never
they
brings
relate
it
it all
in.
back to a sky pager.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It seems like he has the sky pager. Seems like he's doing well. Seems like he's making the money.
All right. I do agree that it probably is pro Mets.
I think
Rhetoric.
so too, but I just had to
This is
put
a good
that
song,
out there.
by the way. Wanted to say that.
I enjoyed this song. Probably on the lower end of enjoyment though throughout this album. Wasn't too crazy about it. Didn't realize that pagers were used for booty calls back in the day though.
Oh, of course.
So that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think about that. I guess I just never thought about it. Because no, I don't. Like you said, Liam, I do not understand the importance of a sky pager. I've never seen, like I said, a pager.
Did you listen
before.
to the song?
Well, no, he
No, I mean in my own life.
going
I don't know
into
the
this,
importance.
he hears,
Right.
do you know the importance of a sky pager?
The answer to
And
that is no.
Jack John's like, no,
I
I
don't.
don't.
Well, would
And
you say
now-
you do now?
Yes,
I will
How
say
could you not?
I will say I know it a lot better now. I
Well,
think
that's good.
I think the way to fully understand the importance of a sky pager is to maybe have one and use it, which I've never done and never will
Maybe
do.
we should get some. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe.
Some? What if they're expensive?
Well, we'll find that out.
I just wanted to say this song. I love the flute, and this one, you can definitely notice. There's a few other songs, but you can hear Ali Shaheed a lot on this one. There's a lot of DJ scratching with different samples coming in and out
Yeah.
real quick.
I like DJ Ali Shaheed. I think he's a nice addition when he's doing the record scratches.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree.
You think they were influenced by Jethro Tull with the flute, Colin?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe there wasn't really similarities in the flute playing. It was a bit of a different style.
I mean, I think any professional musician group, even the ones that are in symphonies and things, owe everything. If they're a flautist, owe everything that they have to Jethro Tull.
Yeah, I think Ian Anderson was kind of the most important flute player of all time, and I like when he did
I couldn't
the thing.
name another.
I like
Do it.
I like when he
I
does
said I
the
couldn't.
thing
Oh, I thought you said
where
you
he
could.
goes like this. And
Liam
later
just kind
made
of did a
great
tree
by-
pose, by the way.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what Ian Anderson did. He used to do the.
Yeah, for those
And
of us who
Ron
who,
Burgundy later did that in the movie Anchorman.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, he
I was
did.
about
Yeah.
to say.
Aqualung.
Aqualung.
He was a great flute player too, Ron Burgundy.
Friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel for
Flautist.
sure. Anything else to say about Sky Pager? Okay, the next song. This is when their album gets interesting. Is the song "What"?
I mean, you gotta say it like this. What? 'Cause
What?
there's a question mark.
Yeah, the song
What?
"What." Did we just say it at the same time?
We did.
They
Jack
just
and I
shook
are
hands.
shaking hands.
Yep.
What can I say? I like this song a lot. It's so damn funky. That keyboard is awesome. This is just some inner New York City sounding music. And I like how it's very poetic, this song. It's not really about anything in particular. He's just rhyming. And I can appreciate the art of rapping. And I think Q-Tip is masterfully doing that on this song. And the beat is just so damn good.
Yeah, the beat's definitely a bit more unique, but this song is it's pretty damn good in my opinion. He's just saying, what is a something if it doesn't have a something the whole time? It's great.
And he keeps it interesting.
Yeah, he does.
And I like when he says, "What is my penal core if it isn't brown?" And I had to look up what that was, and I still don't really. What do you even mean by that? Like, did he even know what that means?
He probably did, but I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it means either. I enjoyed this song. My notes consist of literally the only thing I wrote is, yeah, I don't know what.
I wrote down
Yeah, by the end of the song, you're like, okay,
I don't know. Yeah,
I
that's
still
a good question.
don't know.
Yeah.
the lyric I wrote down is what's a fat man without food in his gut. I thought that was a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones on this song.
Yeah. I mean, this was a fun song for sure. I think, like you said, the beat was really cool. But it didn't leave that much of.
I'm gonna say it. This song makes you want to play basketball. It just does. Like, this just is like. It's just this would be such a. I don't know what's so funny about that, because it's just like, I feel like if it was in a movie, it would be like a great, like, if it was a movie about a kid who's like, I'm gonna learn how to play basketball, and everything is against the odds for him, and this would like show his training compilation of playing basketball, just shooting hoops to this song. Maybe like
I
there's
could
some.
see that. I could
Maybe
see
like
that.
there's some.
Oh.
Maybe there's some like older kids who are like, you can't shoot hoops, man, and then he's like, watch this, and he's just fucking shooting layups, dunking on him.
I guess I could see that.
I don't know what the issue is with that.
There's no issue.
They sent you to church, dude.
Yeah. CPH is a church right now.
I'm back now. Don't worry.
All right. The next and final track on the album is called Scenario, featuring none other than Charlie Brown.
Shout out Charlie
I
Brown.
don't think this is the Peanuts Charlie Brown. I could be wrong about that. Dinko D.
Tiny
And,
dinky
of
dampy.
course, Busta Rhymes, who, as we said earlier, this was like one of the first things, and he's one of my favorite rappers, actually. And
Wow.
It's cool to hear him on this song. I love a good rap. What's so funny?
Nothing.
No, go ahead, say it.
No, man.
Come on. You
I
ready,
think-
Jack? Please.
That was a good harmony, but no. I'm all right.
What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing.
They can hear you're laughing. It's on audio. It's on audio.
I'm not laughing. All right. Anyway, back to you, Liam.
Scenario? Well, I love a good rap posse cut. That is probably my favorite style of a rap song. And this is one of the best examples of it. This is such a weird song to close this album because it is so damn upbeat and like way more traditional than any of the other songs, but god damn, the rapping and everything on this, the ad-libs, everything about this song is just fucking awesome, and I love this song. Like I said, just such a great closer. The interplay between them, like when Busta Rhymes comes in briefly, and then it goes back to Tip, and then Busta Rhymes hits that fucking sick verse at the end. He was such a good rapper. And yeah, no, I like when the one guy's talking about Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this song.
I'm definitely agreeing with everything you're saying there, Lee. I think that this one, it definitely brings a different vibe, but it being at the absolute end of the album almost is like, damn, I need to listen to more Tribe Called Quest. They've got different stuff like this. But this one, it reminds me a lot of someone more like Wu-Tang with at least
Yeah, for
Dinko D
sure.
and Charlie Brown's verse, just the different styles, and there's 5 different rappers on this song. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, I agree with both you fellas. I like this song a lot. I really did like it instrumentally as well. I feel like
Yeah, that intro, you're like,
an intro,
something's about to happen.
yeah.
I'm not
And
sure
then,
what.
And then the keys in the background are really cool. There's a chord progression in like towards the middle of the song, which is really cool. I think everybody did a pretty fantastic job, but Busta Rhymes really killed it with the final verse. That was insane.
I like when they all ad-lib and attacked.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, yeah, I thought this is a really cool way to end the
And
album.
again, similar to the last track, I actually still have no idea what the scenario is.
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. I don't know either.
But I'm interested, like,
What is the scenario?
what is the scenario? Colin,
know.
do you have any idea? You've heard this album. Have you ever figured out what the scenario is?
No, I have not.
If you had to guess, what's the scenario?
If I had to guess, I'd say the scenario might be. I don't know. I don't have any
I
guesses.
think the scenario is 5 friends, 6 if you include DJ Ali Shaheed Muhammad. I think the scenario is 6 guys, 5 of them just love to rap. They're friends. Maybe they're drinking some soda, eating some chips. They all get together and say, hey, let's just have some fun, rap. No egos involved. We'll all take turns. And let's just make a killer rap song to finish out our album.
No
Low End
egos,
Theory.
just
no
pure
egos.
love of the game.
Pure love of the game. That's the scenario.
Yeah.
Pure love of the game.
Yeah,
I found it out.
I really think so too, Lee.
And you know what, Jack? You and I, we make a good team.
I think so too, Lee. That's why we've been friends for 13 years.
Something like that.
Unks.
I'm not an elk, dude.
He almost just screamed at the mic, and I saw him
Yeah.
stop himself.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh,
I would've-
okay,
I would have ruined this whole thing.
that would have actually been pretty damn funny.
Yeah, that
Well-
would've been crazy.
Closing thoughts, Colin. Why don't we start with you? Just give us like a verdict of what you think about this album and group. I don't know that they're on this list again. So
I love this album, man. I think it's great. I love some nice jazz instruments. I love some nice smooth lyrics. The flow is just unmatched in my opinion. How well these guys bounce off of each other. How they're able to bring in other guys who I've never even heard. I mean, minus Busta
those
Rhymes.
last guys were called the leaders of the new school.
But I mean, seems like just buddies that were hopping on a track. I think Q-Tip producing it definitely helps so much with just how smooth it sounds. I just think it's so unique. There's nothing else like it in my opinion. I just think it's great stuff.
I can understand why they called it the low end theory. Because good God, the drums and bass carried the shit out of this album. Now, that's not to say that the other parts of this album are bad. I think that is more to say how good the drums and the bass sounded on this album. I mean, the other instruments as well. There were some cool keys, flute, and that one wah wah guitar was really cool. And I mean, lyrically, this was really good. But holy hell, not only like their performances, but also the production on them was insane. I think this was very much a product of its time. This is so early 90s, and that's not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing, both instrumentally, musically, but also, lyrically. There's a lot of references to pagers. And the fact that it is in fact 1991, the Arsenio Hall show, all that type of stuff. But no, I definitely enjoyed it. I think there were some high points on the album, more highs than lows, but there were some low points. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to put on every day, but there are definitely I'm going to listen to it again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. This is one of those albums that I was like, I know I need to check these guys out. And I'm glad I did get a chance to listen to it. Perfect title for an album, by the way.
Oh yeah,
and the album cover is so damn cool. Like
I agree.
Yeah, they were using like the Afrocentric color scheme of the woman who's like, I guess like kneeling on the ground or something. But damn, they're so. And Q-Tip is so, and Phife Dawg too. Rest in peace, by the way. He passed away.
I didn't realize.
I didn't know that.
I guess a while ago at this point, the 2010s. But man, what a hip hop legend he was. He was such a good rapper, and I need to hear Phife Dawg and Q-Tip rap more again, so I'll definitely listen to this again. Colin, real quick, without giving it, we'll get to the score and whether we think it's underrated or what. What album do you like better, this or Midnight Marauders?
That's funny you say that. Me and my buddy have been debating that recently. I like this one more.
Okay.
I love how jazzy this one is. I just love the bass, the stand-up bass on this. It's just it's so different.
I need to
love it.
check out the first album and Midnight Marauders.
I probably listened to like 5 or so of their albums, and it's all good stuff.
Okay, I'll check that again. Yeah, so do you think this album is underrated, overrated, or properly rated? And we'll start with Mr. Jack Jump.
I think that this album is... I would say it's underrated. I think it's an underrated album. I think that, honestly, A Tribe Called Quest kind of in general is underrated because you hear about them from,
Hip-hop heads,
early 90s, as we say, unks, maybe even OGs at
Maybe
this
a
point.
little OGs.
Maybe a little
OGs
OGs
at this point.
But you don't really hear about them. I mean, even like you hear about like probably Wu-Tang Clan way more, and like
for sure.
NWA more, and I'm not necessarily comparing those to A Tribe Called Quest because they're very different.
Yeah.
But I think that they're just as good, if not better, and honestly, I mean, probably just as influential. There's so many people that I was listening, as I was listening to this, I was like, oh, I can hear Tyler, the Creator, in this for sure. Can hear some Kendrick in this for sure. Like all these people that are huge today, and I feel like you hear a lot more about like MF Doom from back then as well. Well, I love MF Doom. But, like, I feel like you can definitely hear the comparisons between these two. And I'm sure MF Doom probably got a lot of inspiration from them as well because he was, the late 90s.
And I'm sure, like, the Wu-Tang Clan, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Colin, what do you think?
I was going to say, you can definitely notice, at least with someone like Doom, a lot of the DJ scratches, I think, were pretty similar. You could notice that. Also, when
a lot
you
of the beats
mention
for Doom, for sure.
Yeah, when you mention newer people like Kendrick, I know at least there's a song called Questions that's produced by Ali Shaheed, and that's sampled
Really?
on a Kendrick song that's pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah, Shaheed is kind of like their DJ Yella. Like, he's not the main producer, but he's doing some stuff. And he's from NWA for all those that aren't hip-hop heads. Even though Ali Shaheed Muhammad probably does more than DJ Yella.
Wipes the floor with him.
But, yeah, no, do you think this is underrated, overrated, or properly rated, Mr. CPH?
I'm going to agree with Jack on this. I think A Tribe Called Quest as a whole is fairly underrated, especially is just what you hear about with the rap nowadays, and even people that listen to older rap, you don't hear A Tribe Called Quest mentioned too much. So I think that by default, it makes this album underrated.
I was going to say overrated. Or no, not overrated. I don't think it's overrated. I was going to say properly rated because this album gets its due, for sure. You hear about this album being mentioned, and it might be more of a music fan kind of thing. I'll say it's properly rated, but I think this album is, number one, I think it's the perfect bridge point between 80s rap and 90s rap because there's some of it that is certainly more dated, but this is 1991. That's not that far out of the 80s, and it's already kind of, the beats especially are way ahead of their time. I think Q-Tip is a freaking great producer. Q-Tip is awesome. And yeah, I completely agree with what Jack said. I was pretty damn surprised how much I heard. Like, oh yeah, like I can hear J. Cole in some of this.
Oh, for sure,
like,
J. Cole, yeah.
Like I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't sound like J. Cole, but like jazz,
we've
like got it.
By it, yeah.
Like that, you can hear the influence. Even like on a song like Butter, that type of a song, someone like J. Cole,
I'm smooth like butter.
he writes songs about that, like about the girl. Like
his
how,
most famous song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is about that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh my god, like it's crazy how much this has. It does sound early 90s, but I think it's actually aged pretty well in my opinion. And this was I'll just say it. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because I think there's points in it where it dragged. But I'll say this: I do think that I could be swayed into a 10 out of 10 on more listens because I was thinking about it for a while. And then I was like, okay, let me be honest with myself. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
I gave this album an 8 out of 10. Mainly because, like I said, I did enjoy it a lot, but I just don't really see myself listening to it too much in the future, like all the way through. And I do want to point out that when I said it sounds like a product of time, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
This is like 10th time saying that.
Well, he's over here saying, "Oh, well, I think it aged well." Jerk.
Thanks, chill on me, bro.
Ever call me out again,
They're fighting.
fucker. I'm joking, everybody. That was a joke.
I would give this album. I honestly think I give this album a 10 out of 10.
I knew it. I knew who's going to do it.
I
I
don't-
knew you
I don't-
slide dog.
You fucker.
You are a slide dog.
I don't think there's anything I would change about this album. I think that it's pretty damn perfect. I
two
love the
10 out of
sound.
a 10s in a row for you.
Okay, well, the last album was Cream.
No, I'm not mad at it. I think
Right.
that's, I mean, honestly, in this show, and granted, we have a lot to go.
This is also the top 300 albums.
I'm about to say all these albums are good.
Right, but I figured we'd have more duds that we personally don't like.
That's
and
true.
Don't get me wrong, I think we're going to get there.
Oh, we'll get there.
A lot.
I feel like we
I mean, I've had
honestly-
one.
What was
Which one?
The Pixies one.
Oh, Doolittle.
Yeah, and then
Doolittle, yeah.
you didn't like the Love album so much.
Nah, I wasn't crazy about that.
We haven't really gotten too many albums out of our like
Comfort
zone of music.
Yeah, I mean,
though.
Yeah.
the Pixies and Love kinda. I mean, yeah. Other than that, because I mean, we all like. I mean, we're definitely rockers. At least Jack and I are for sure rockers at heart. But like, we like rap a lot.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
all three of us.
We
do.
did Kendrick Lamar discog.
Yeah, we
review.
did, and
Not me though.
so
No.
this is
What's his favorite?
our
album,
comfort
or your
zone.
favorite album of his?
I'd say like as an album, I'd say Good Kid, Mad City.
That was
Listen to
ours.
that
Same.
album all the
Yeah,
way
that was
through
ours.
is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. He has a bunch of cool shit. I like Kendrick a lot. Like
Yeah,
his
I do too.
Untitled album, where it's just a lot of cool beats,
Untitled.
a lot of jazzy beats. Probably some influence from a Tribe
I
here.
mean, whether it was
Oh, yeah.
direct or not, you know,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, probably Good Kid, Mad City. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. That's a fantastic album.
Very good album. I give it
Overly
10 out of 10.
dedicated.
I mean, not even
His
like a huge.
First or
good too.
second album.
Yeah.
I like
Really
Kendrick
good.
Lamar, but he's definitely not like one of my favorites, like a lot of other people. But yeah, Good Kid, Mad City is one of the
I love
best rap albums
storytelling and
ever.
rapping, and when they're able to make it flow well. And a Tribe does that. Now, their stories a lot of times are pretty damn goofy, but the storytelling while making a song, I think, is so impressive.
Who do you like more, Q-Tip or Phife Dawg as a rapper?
I'd say I probably enjoy Q-Tip more.
I was also gonna say Q-Tip.
Yeah, it's a toss.
Shout out
up
Phife
between
Dawg
me.
though.
Yeah, no, I like both of them.
I think they're better together.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Like
Yeah.
BFFs,
I'm sure they were BFFs.
best friggin'
Together.
friends.
Best friggin' friends. Well, guys, I enjoyed this one a lot. I'm glad we did it.
Me as well.
Feels like the first real hip hop album we've done.
Yeah.
No shade towards Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five,
Yeah,
because
that was
they're
just,
great.
like,
But
more
that's
like-
so early on.
Yeah, more like techno almost, like I said.
Yeah, and like R&B in points, and
Yeah.
there was even like a Jesus loving song on there.
That was
Nothing wrong
weird.
with
I
that.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
album.
dude, that album
That
was.
was I like that.
I like Grandmaster
I think that
Flash.
I think that would grow on me if I listened to it again. Maybe I will.
Yeah, I will. I'll listen to that again. But no, that album was the
I would
most
not.
interesting one we've done. Like, remember the one where It's a Shame, that song, Jack, where they're like, they just kept like adding in ad libs that were just not intended to be funny, but they were,
Yeah.
because that album is.
I also
dated.
like that song where like, man, do you ever think we'll get to meet Stevie
Oh
Wonder?"
yeah, I completely forgot about the one where they sing about Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
and they're like,
It's like a love song.
"Hey
to Stevie
Flash, do
Wonder.
you think we'll ever meet Stevie Wonder?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know."
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Dude, we had like a whole bit about that. But yeah, next album we're going back to classic rock, blues rock, rightfully so, with Jimi Hendrix and his album Axis, Bold as Love.
Oh yeah. I've
So-
actually never heard that album all the way through. So I'm excited.
Awesome. That's I have obviously. But I guess tune in next time. Thanks for listening if you made
Check
it all
it
the
out.
way through.
Thanks everybody. Excellent.